Hi, I'm Liz with Toth Properties, powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Today, I am interviewing one of my past clients, Bruce, and Bruce currently lives in Wake Forest. And we're going to talk a little bit about why Bruce and his wife, Mary Chris, chose to move to Raleigh. They've lived all over the place, have been here about 3 years, and I sold them a home about 2 years ago. So, Bruce, introduce yourselves, tell us a little about yourself and where you lived.
All right. Well, I was born in the Detroit, Michigan area and lived in Ohio for a while as a kid. And then I moved to California and met my wife out there. And wow, we've been on a transcontinental journey for 38 years. We were in
Yeah.
California, as I said. We were in Utah, New York State, New Jersey, Maryland, and finally retired. And we've been vacationing in Raleigh, and we really like it down here. The weather's great. We found the people to be very friendly. Shopping's great down here. Roads are pretty good. Yeah, get some traffic, but that's what you expect in a growing area like the Triangle.
Yeah, definitely. And you moved here during the pandemic. Was that one of the things that brought you here, or was it just retirement?
Well, it was retirement primarily. Uh, yeah, it was just the fact that spring was coming and the warmer sunshine, and I didn't want to miss any sunshine. And we really, just like as I said, enjoy it. And down here, you get the great Carolina blue sky. And at
Yeah.
night, believe it or not, you can still see the stars. There's not so much light like it was where we were living in the metropolitan New York City area. So it was a real treat to be able to see stars at night and meet all the nice people.
That's great. I know, and I love the weather too. And one of the things I love is like because I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and we had like, and you've lived in Ohio a little bit as well, but in Detroit, Michigan, you probably had the same thing where it's like cold and gray every single day in the winter. And one of the nice things about here is in the winter, it's still really, really sunny. So that's one of the things that I love.
You're right. When we lived in Syracuse for 7 years, holy cow, the one year we had snow at the base of the driveway on Memorial Day. So
Oh
this
my
is a
God.
real treat. No snow shovels.
I know, right? And it hardly ever, like if we get snow, it's like usually a dusting and then it's gone within 24 hours, which is
Uh,
that's the best kind of snow to have, right?
well, yeah, especially if you're retired,
Yeah, exactly.
So you just pick up a book and read. And boy, I want to emphasize living in Wake County, the library system is phenomenal. It's like the best public library system that Mary Chris and I have seen in all our years of marriage.
Oh yeah, I love the library system here. What's your favorite library? Do you
Well,
go to the Wake Forest one or do you go to any others?
we've got two in our community. There's the Wake Forest Community Library, and then just over in Wakefield is the Northeast Regional
Oh,
Library.
nice.
So we've got a local library and a regional library. It's great.
Yeah, that's great. Well, if you ever get down to the Village District, I love that library there. It's the Oberlin Library. That's a really nice one too. I know, I love libraries. They're great. Very good.
Well,
I know,
yeah.
because you guys are big readers as well, right?
You can tell, eh? Yeah, this is just a small part of the collection back here. Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife was in publishing for years and years.
Now, is that what took you guys all over the country?
Yeah, primarily. Yeah, she did that, and I had a couple of gigs that brought us up to like Syracuse, and then she got in publishing up there again, and that started the journey.
That's excellent. What is your favorite thing? What would you say is your favorite thing about living in the Triangle?
Well, I'm going to be honest, it's the sunshine,
Yeah.
and I really like all the trees. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you drive into Raleigh, there it is, a major city, and it's all the streets are tree lined, all the business streets,
Yeah.
Six Forks Road and that,
Oh,
Wake
yeah.
Forest Road. Yeah, I mean, there are trees everywhere. It's a gorgeous city.
When my parents moved here like in the early 2000s and loved the trees, but like all the businesses were behind the trees and they could never find anything. And it was before like you had like the GPS on your phone and you could just Google. So they had such a hard time navigating when they first moved here. Now things are different today with GPS and that. Did you find that at all? Like you had trouble finding anything?
What with the GPS, it's great. What
Yeah.
I found when I first got here was the people in the pickup trucks behind me didn't like it as I started to slow down within about half a block looking for the entrance because I didn't know where the entrances were.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was really surprising coming down here was how easy the state of North Carolina makes it if you have a driver's license from out of state to get a North Carolina license. It's simple. You're in and out in about 30 minutes. It was great.
Now you had to take a test though, didn't you? Did you have to take a
Oh,
sign test?
the sign test and a vision test.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing I stressed about the sign test, and I was studying. Like
I mean,
I
that's it.
passed.
Just, yeah, just practice all the signs that involve a school bus. Hint,
Yeah,
hint.
yeah, exactly. Oh, funny. What would you say is like your least favorite thing about the triangle?
Well, that's hard to come up with, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, in the 3 years we've been here, you just see the growth.
Yeah.
And the growth is really a positive aspect because there are a lot of new things, new businesses, new people coming. So that's great. But at the same time, yeah, you get a little more congestion at certain times of the day on some of the roads. But overall, the state of North Carolina and Wake County in particular, and a couple of the other adjoining counties, they really got a long-term plan for highway development for the decades ahead. They're not
Definitely.
stuck and static. I mean, they've got a plan and they're working it slowly.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the nice things. When I first got into real estate, I saw like the Wake County commissioners and some of the other folks from the government speak. And one of the big things that was a focus for them is was quality of life. So they're always monitoring like commute times and things like that when they're developing or doing developments like parks and open spaces are important as well. And that's something you don't always think about, but we just see like the end result of things,
Well,
and
that's
it's a
right. They're always out here in Wake Forest. The town is always asking for, suggestions, whether it's on the downtown or the
mhm.
parks, and the county does it. And the county park system is great with the walking trails and
Oh yeah,
the picnic areas. And wow, I mean, they really plan ahead. People
oh,
really
definitely.
make use of the parks down here.
Yeah. And then so you're in Wake Forest, right?
Yes.
Have you like taken part in been to any of the parks or anything like that? Do you have a
Yeah,
favorite
we've
place?
liked Joyner Park a great deal. It's a nice place to walk the dog, and they're big open spaces. It's just really a very friendly, laid back time when you're out at Joyner Park. I know
I just went to Joyner Park for the first time a couple weeks ago. It is amazing there.
it's really a nice place with that, rec facility there on the corner of it, in the one corner. And parking's plentiful, so you don't have to worry and you can just get out and walk around. Yeah, they've got it all figured out.
Oh, that's very cool. What would you tell someone who might be considering moving here? What would be your advice to them?
Right? My advice is there's so much to do. The weather's so good. You want to have a structured search, and you really need, truly, Liz, someone like yourself to guide you through,
Yeah.
because just so many different communities, and they're kind of spread out, and it depends on what you want to do. Some people like boating on the lakes in this area. Some people are big golfers. Some, want to come down here for the educational opportunities, be it
Mhm.
at Wake Tech or the Olson Lifelong Learning Institute at Duke. And there's all sorts of programs at the county library system. You can keep busy down here.
Oh
So
yeah.
you might as well make the most of your time and go see Liz. That's what I say.
That's that's great advice. No, I agree. And I think too, when people come to town, I always say like spend some time with me looking at homes and then spend some time on your own doing things that you would enjoy doing, like go to the museum or a show or the ball game or something like that so that you can experience what it's like to actually live here because it is a great place.
I mean, yeah, there's quite a few museums in downtown Raleigh itself. I don't think people realize how extensive like the collection is at the Art Museum in Raleigh. And you've got a nice art museum, the Nasher Museum up at Duke. They've got a nice collection as well and have different exhibits that come in at both institutes over time.
Yeah, definitely. That's very cool. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would mention about the area or that you, is this your favorite place out of all the places you've lived?
Well, this is really a nice area, and it's really a growth area.
Mhm.
It just keeps changing all the time. There, you read the business news down here. There are a lot of companies coming in, companies with international presence, Raleigh-based companies, North Carolina-based companies. This is going to become, I think, somewhat of a small hub for international trade and development. So, bringing in all kinds of people and activities and the festivals. Wow, there's always something going on.
I
A lot of
know.
music in downtown Raleigh all the time.
I know there's always something. I was just talking to somebody about that. Like the fe you could go to each town and there's a different festival or event going on or show or well,
I
thank you
mean,
so much
yeah.
for your time, Bruce. I really, really appreciate it. And
Well, we sincerely appreciate all the help that you've given us to get settled down here. You know, you were or truly consider you and your dog
I
our
know Benny.
friends.
I know Benny. He's at the door right now. So, so well,
Liz,
good.
it's been
Well,
great talking to you.
yes, thank you so much. And I appreciate that. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you have questions on relocating to Raleigh or want more information on the Raleigh-Durham area, don't hesitate to reach out, or you can check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's city tours, community tours, more information on the real estate market, and buyer tips and seller tips. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day. And thanks again, Bruce.